co-founder, former studio head of Infinity Ward, and current head of Respawn Entertainment. Respawn works on Apex Legends. They created Titanfall and Ripple Effect. Ripple Effect is one of the studios within Battlefield Labs. Apparently, they're the ones working on the Battle Royale, I believe, although I think it's a collaborative effort between Motive, DICE, Criterion. All of those are the studios. And then there's, so I want to listen to some of the interview that he had to say here, and Byron Beatty as well. I think he came over from Warzone and COD. I mean, obviously both previously COD, but yeah, let's see what he had to say.
From all the others preceding it.
I think we heard a lot of that, and we wanted to be very specific about that. That, you know, the focus of it is to get Battlefield right, to do Battlefield better than it's ever been done before. And so that started with like the combat system of building that up from scratch. Like, we want this to be the best combat you've ever experienced in Battlefield. And then we know we're famous, you know, people love destruction in Battlefield. So we've spent a lot of time making sure, like, man, what's an insane level of destruction that really impacts the fun of the game. And I think for us, I'm really excited for players to experience that, because for us in every playtest we have, there's some outrageous moment or moments in the game where you're just like, destruction comes into play. And so for us, there is a spectacle aspect of it, but it's part of the gameplay and the fun of it that just makes it insane. So, you know, the combat, the destruction, like really amping up the classes. You heard out there, like Tompin and our core combat team, like they're maniacs with this. Like they just go all out on the gadgets and the class fantasies and so forth. So for me, it's like,
we were just comparing this to BF4 as well, and it is
dimensions. And I think if we do that,
different.
I think it's one of the most fun games in all of this industry.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think there's a lot of things that Battlefield has done best of class over the years, maybe not all of them together. Our goal is to do as many of those together as we can, and just bring all the greatness of Battlefield together in one package. And, you know, like the destruction stuff, it's about also predictable destruction, which I think came up in the Q&A today. It's like, it's not about chaos, it's not about randomness, it's about, you know, you need to learn the Battlefield and be able to play that in a predictable way and learn how to use it to your advantage. And with, you know, with randomization, it doesn't really work that way. So it's kind of, the team has just done so much work around finding out a way that enhances the play, not detracts from it. And like the results have been like,
I'd say I've seen that in the beta so far.
Some of these questions, obviously, information will already be public. I'm sure you guys already understand that. But when it comes to maps and modes, the basics of the game, can we go over that really quick so people can get a base detail on what's going to be available at launch?
Yeah, sure. So we're going to have 8 modes at launch and 9 maps. So the modes that we're going to be launching with is all-out warfare.
9 maps. Okay, yeah, that's what we saw from Jack's video as well. He showed the picture of each of them. But a lot of the modes are smaller as well, like King of the Hill, Domination, and such, with faster respawns.
That's what we're known for. That's what Battlefield's famous for.
Kind of makes sense.
Conquest, Breakthrough, and Rush. But we've also added a mode to that suite called Escalation.
Yeah,
which
Escalation,
we're just having
right?
a blast with in the studios. Like it's a new kind of twist on Conquest, but the Battlefield reduces a number of capture points, and it just really consolidates the action at the end. It's really, really fun. And then we have classic modes with the Battlefield DNA infused in them. So we have Squad Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, King of the Hill, and Domination. And I just want, you know, for me, I just want everyone to know, like, our version of Domination, for example, is like, it's with the Battlefield DNA. So, you know,
I just looked it up over here. He has 20 years with Activision Blizzard, joined in 2009 after the brand new product manager, rose to the senior ranks. Looks like to that point of Domination, though, being different. I don't know if this is actually going to be appealing to the COD guys or to other players and like new players in the game in general on this, but this is going to be very different from what you would see in COD Domination, because it's not just controlling specific lanes. This is full, like, there's a wall, there's a lane, you blow that lane up. There's a window overlook where a tree's blocking the vantage point so you don't have line of sight on this alleyway. You throw some C4 at the bottom of the tree, you blow that tree up, and the line of sight is now open.
There's so many times where like you're capturing a sector in domination and trying to protect it. All of a sudden the walls blow out of it. And it totally transforms the nature of the match. So we're having a blast in those modes as well. And then from a map perspective, we'll be launching with 9 maps. And I think the team's been meticulous with this to make sure that we have the right mix of urban and nature maps, the right infantry maps with all-out warfare. With
I
all
hope
the
there's
vehicles.
big enough
we just want to have the right
too.
suite for players.
I know we have Firestorm, but
and this, we're only talking about multiplayer here in this event, so like there's a lot more still to come.
And so he's the head of Ripple Effect, and Ripple Effect works on the Battle Royale, so I think that's what he's talking about and alluding to there, which we'll have to see if they can nail both of these at the same time. Obviously, COD's had some problems with that, especially in the recent years. Hopefully, we get big conquest in those 9 maps. Well, one of them is going to be Operation Firestorm. I think you guys would agree Operation Firestorm is a pretty big map, right? The fact that you could just take off from the landing strip with the jets is pretty big. You could go jet steal as well. You could take the enemy's jets by doing that.
And there'll be a lot more coming like in the future. Like this is the start of Battlefield, right? Like we're going to be continuing to develop like
Texas Wolf, welcome to the squad.
It'll just get better from here. So like as a launching off point, it's amazing, and then we'll just get better. And with feedback from the players and the communities, and we'll build this into something that
I was playing Hanon last night.
Next level.
What are some of the key mechanical and/or graphical updates that we're going to see with this title,
That's
or
a big
improvements we've seen from the past?
All right, so as I said, our core combat team, so David Serland and folks, they're maniacs. And so when we started this project, they just wanted to go all out on combat. Like we just wanted to have the best combat experience you've ever had in Battlefield. And so that's the moment-to-moment gameplay that you immerse yourself in. And so one of the first things they talked about is like, we got to have drag and revive. That's a huge element of Battlefield. And the second we put that in the game, you could see it transform the experience for players where
it is
now
good.
All of a sudden you're going out into no man.
Am I crazy? We thought that dragging was going to be in Battlefield 5. I'm pretty sure that was in the trailers for Battlefield 5. And then it wasn't in the game. Right?
Land, which you may have left your teammate out there normally, but now
could you drag in the game, or was it not in the game?
So much fun.
I don't think they had it in the game, though.
It's so rewarding.
They wanted to
add
it.
That team play. So that's one of the big elements that you may think it's a small detail, but man, it's huge in Battlefield to have that dimension.
That's true.
And then all the others just going crazy with the combat system, with the
Nobody
gunplay,
welcome.
the peak, the mounting of the weapons, the crouch sprint, all those things, and the combat roll. So much fun when you're diving out of a window and you combat roll right into the action. Like it's just an awesome combat experience. So I'm excited about all that. And then as I said, the destruction's next level.
It wasn't in the game. Okay.
I've been a Battlefield fan forever, and I've always loved the destruction, but I don't think players will have ever seen anything like this. Like the delight that there is throughout the match of seeing the map transform, the surprises of like you think you're hiding behind a wall, and all of a sudden it gets blown out, or the floor blows out beneath you, and it's just so much fun. Like there's just laughter and delight of all these different things that happen within the match.
Dragon Revive is a good pull. It's a good one. Also, attack sprint's been a huge discussion out there. I don't know if you guys have any updates or details on that, and if not, any like movement we should be looking out for.
It was called Traversal Sprint in 2042.
Switching up on how they want to portray their movement. There's a lot of updates for that. I don't know where that's going in the future, but any updates when it comes to movement?
Need the delight, yeah.
Gotcha. For when it comes to like long-term fans of the Battlefield franchise, what would be your pitch to them of coming back and giving this title yet another go?
I mean, it is the core DNA of Battlefield. Like I think we've kind of said that, but the combat system, the controls have been refined to such a level that it's.
Stun, do you think that Battlefield 6 needs a ranked mode? I don't know if we've heard anything about that. I've seen some people want to have a ranked mode. The thing is, I've never really been a ranked player. So personally, I'm not a ranked grinder. I'm a very casual player when it comes to the game. I'm definitely above average for the casuals of it all. But I think that could probably pull more players if they did have something like it. I don't think that works for multiplayer. Maybe, but I don't know how you do that, especially in 32v32, because even in Delta Force, they have a ranked mode, which technically isn't really ranked, but I played a little bit of that when that was out. I played ranked for Delta Force's warfare mode they have it, and they have it for the operations, which is like the extraction shooter. I kind of like it for the extraction shooter, but for the warfare, it didn't really make sense. And even the people that I heard that did play ranked for that were like, well, you could do really good and then still lose the game. If it's 32v32, you don't have enough of an impact off of that. And yeah, I don't know. I know there was competitive leagues, like even Rival X Factor told me he used to compete in competitive Battlefield back in the day. I never seen it. I never heard of it. I never watched any of it. I've never really been interested in it. I don't know. But I will say, when I played like the Delta Force competition that there's just smokes everywhere. Everybody's such a sweat. It didn't feel like anything was even happening. I didn't even know what's happening. I was just in the churn. I was just dying instantly. And this was kind of a competition. What we did for Battlefield 1, we did like my team versus Neebs Gaming's team, and we did this like best of 3 games competition. That was pretty fun. It still played out the game. Obviously, it was just a multiplayer reveal. And in particular for this, we had 32 versus 32. We were all playing pretty competitively at the event. Everybody in there was pretty sweaty. Everybody in there was pretty much a gamer. That game felt like it still played like a regular Battlefield game. Not completely. Like, you're going to have a lot more people that don't know what the hell's going on in a regular Battlefield game. But it's still like you got to see the map. We ended up playing through the breakthrough maps, the conquest games. It still felt like a Battlefield game, even with some of the competition that was there. I don't know how they do that. I don't know how they balance it. I don't think they even do a good job of it with like Warzone and how that competitive works right now. Even for Battle Royales and like Apex Legends, I don't really watch much of the ranked for any of that. Outside of like the very final competition, although some of them do it a bit better. I've just never been super interested in even watching any of it, especially for BRs. It always feels like it's just so much RNG with it all. And they've taken a lot of the RNG out of it for Apex, and I know they've made that a lot better. So I don't know. I'd have to see about it.
I can't wait to be my team's guardian angel on the battlefield.
Jimbo, thank you for the 5. Appreciate it, man. I just like to have experience. Even me getting like 2 kills in a game with a jet is like a miracle to me. You know what I mean? That's already fun. But that's how I am. I don't know. I think there is something to a leaderboard, and Battlefield 4 even had a leaderboard back in the day. If you guys remember Muggs, who we did a lot of Warzone games with.
When BF6 comes out.
Muggs TV was one of the top.
Much love.
He was the top sniper on the leaderboard. So I think a leaderboard would be pretty fun. I mean, are you guys fine with that? I don't know if they're even going to have that, but if you could fight for the top of the leaderboard, like most kills, stuff like that, that seems pretty good. We can talk about score system, other things later as well. Let's keep going through this interview. That was a bit of a tangent, but I hadn't seen that question before.
It's the DNA of Battlefield taken to the next level. Like, it's a natural progression. It feels so good. It's so responsive. It's, like if you've had trouble in the past, or you've had complaints in the past, this system like nails it. Like the team has done an amazing job with the combat controls. So
yeah, and I think for me, it's made with people who love Battlefield. Like these are people who've been on the franchise for 20 plus years, who just, their life is Battlefield, and they want to get it right. And so we spent a lot of time.
Here's the thing. Battlefield players just want another Battlefield again. We haven't had a Battlefield in so long that the main Battlefields I go back and play is Battlefield 4 when I do. That's just what, if we're doing that, and that's what it looks like, that's what it feels like. We deliver that with lots of maps. I'm telling you guys, though, the big thing that I need personally, that I always have been saying is literally for years, is I need a lot of content. If I'm going to keep playing a multiplayer for a long time, for the amount that I play games now, too, maybe this is just me, maybe this is streamer mode stupid, but I want, like, new maps. I want 2 new maps every month, even 3 new maps every month.
I'll be 58 when the game launches.
Maps!
All my kids are adults, and I feel like
Razor,
a 12-year-old waiting for Christmas with this game.
This is it. This is the Christmas vibes. It really is.
See you on the battlefield.
It doesn't have to be new maps either. Give me Metro. Give me David and Peak. Give me the old schools. Just put them in the game, and I'll play them, man.
I
like having a variation, even with Siege of Shanghai. Listen, I know this might not be the most popular thing. Siege of Shanghai was a Battlefield 4 map. It had the tower coming crashing down. It was sick. Did it play very well? Not really. In practice, actually playing it, a lot of times I would rather have the tower up. I don't want that thing to come down. I like sniping off some of the rooftops. A lot of people hated all of that. A lot of it just ended up in elevators, whatever. Was it the greatest experience in the world actually playing it? No, but everybody remembers that building coming down and your experience playing that map at least a couple times, even if you didn't play it all the time. That's what I mean by like, I want a lot of maps so I can have those experiences, seeing the dam shatter and then the map get flooded and now you can drive boats around on the map was crazy as well, and how you could do some of those experiences. Those are like, I want a bunch of experiences like that. So if you give me a bunch of that, I can keep playing this game for a very long time. Otherwise, like, I'll still play it for a while. I'm sure I'll still enjoy it. I don't know how much I'm going to be grinding multiplayer till the end of time for 10,000 hours or something like that. I don't know, especially if we don't have the maps. But that's why Battlefield 4 did a good job dropping 4 new maps in the first month of the game coming out, and then another season. And those were all throwback, old school maps. And then they came out with new maps after that. I'm hoping they deliver a lot of new maps for it so we can just have the experience more Battlefield. That's why I say, too, even if they were dropping Battlefield 4 maps even to this day, I'm sure people go back, including myself, go buy that and play some old Battlefield 4 maps. Obviously, be much better with all the new graphics, all the new destruction, everything that's in Battlefield 6 here, but
early in the project of like, man, we've got to get the DNA of Battlefield right. Destruction, classes, combat, all-out warfare. And I was always excited when we were having these conversations because there's this notion of like, man, I can't wait until the core sees what we have going on with Battlefield. I feel like
Cozy,
this is exactly what they've been looking for.
Jaron,
and
also,
I think with Battlefield
Jay.
Labs, like we've been able to get reps with all of them too. It's just like, man, what do you guys think? Like, do you think we nailed it? And all the feedback we've been getting. So I don't say this lightly. It's been an obsession to get Battlefield right for the core.
Yeah, and that fan feedback has been so important. The lab's feedback has been amazing. It's helped us hone stuff way faster than we ever could have on our own, so that's invaluable.
I was giving my follow-up question too. When it comes to taking community feedback, whether it's streamers, creators, diehard players, and whatnot, how does that influence the development cycle heavily, or how do they have hands-on
Resort
experience
and the naval
building the
maps
game as well?
of BF4 were solid.
yeah, the Naval DLC was insane when they dropped that.
Yeah, I mean, it's validating in some respects, right? Like you put something
added
out
that
there, you
Titan
try
mode.
something, and to see it work and to see people respond to it well is validating. On the other side of that is, it doesn't always work, right? And so you change things, you dial things in, it's like you can't, without iteration, you can't get to, I wouldn't say perfection, but to the best quality that we have the ability to do. So we need that iteration. The more of it we get, the better we can be.
Can you guys go into a few details on the class system too and how that interacts with the weapons? In my understanding, and again, very light hands on the game so far. I'm super excited for this, but everyone I've talked to has talked about the class system and how those weapons are also lightly attached to a class, but not fully stuck. So you can pretty much use whatever weapon you like, but there might be some benefits to using certain weapons with certain classes. Do you mind explaining that a bit more?
I guess I'll start from the notion of like, so Tompen Anderson's our creative director for Battlefield. He's been on Battlefield, probably since day one, and he's like an encyclopedia on the essence of Battlefield, and Serlin is like the maniac on combat. So those two,
Serlin came back just for this game. He left the company, and then he came back when he saw what they were doing with this one.
It's awesome to watch those two operate and talk about.
He's so excited, dude. I was talking about. He's so excited for this.
And the gadgets and how everything works together. I almost wish we could live stream some of their meetings. That they're so fun to watch, and those guys have such expertise. But the notion for it is on the design of the open weapon system is that each class has a signature weapon.
Yeah, I think we already know about the weapon class system enough. Let's skip ahead.
You might chirp in on this, so let me know. Any interest in pursuing like a creator program, or is that already a part of the future plans for involving the community at a...
You know what's interesting is Apex Legends just launched a creator code. We got to see. Maybe I can get a creator code on this game? Imagine.
Creators have been essential from the start. Like
Imagine.
Our teams have literally traveled the world to get feedback from creators around the world, and we've brought them into the studio. We've had live sessions, one-on-ones. Like it's been a huge part of it. And then this event for us in Battlefield Labs is the culmination of just like.
Yeah, it is interesting too. On this one, they only went with creators for the reveal event. In Battlefield 1's launch, they had celeb after celeb gassing this game up. I was playing next to Snoop Dogg. I mean, it was insane. Wiz Khalifa's over there. There's smoke.
And we really value the creator community. Like they're the essence of the gaming industry, and Battlefield's all about that.
Awesome. We'll work it around if we don't. It's all good. All good. Thank you guys for answering regardless. But when it comes to skin bundles, you know, we see a lot of people flow in different directions on this topic. When it comes to skin bundles or skin collaborations,
I haven't heard him talk about this.
Is that something
outside
we can expect to see with Battlefield 6?
We're keeping it within the theme.
All good. That's what you're here for.
Okay.
Oh, they skipped it. They didn't answer it, did they?
You guys both obviously come from Call of Duty.
They skipped that one. They cut that one out. He put the question in, but they didn't put the answer in. That must have been a cut that out. You know what I mean? Oh, shoot.
Do you guys view that competition outside looking in?
I mean, they've both existed.
Call of Duty
so
competition.
Long, together. Yeah. I think they
Guys, what do we think of this? COD versus Battlefield. Is it okay to play both this time around? I'm not kidding. Back in the day, people hated me for playing Battlefield and switching over to it. Then I was doing so much Battlefield content, I started playing COD again. People hated me for playing COD. Are we okay playing both nowadays? Is this a new iteration? Are we in a new world where it's okay to play both games? No. Are we okay playing both games in 2025? Because I feel like there's going to be updates for both games to where I'm going to want to play it and experience it. Go play rematch. Okay, yeah, it's still a healthy hatred for the other side. I've always been in the middle where I play so many games that I gotta see all of the spectrums of this. Although I will say Call of Duty's been pretty quiet lately. The COD community's been pretty quiet. Although it's probably because I'm so deep on the Battlefield side right now. I did just upload a video talking about Call of Duty as well. That was last night's video. If you saw that, I was gonna premiere it on stream and then I totally forgot. So I ended up just posting it afterwards. So you guys didn't get the worldwide premiere. But yeah, that was it's been interesting to read the comments. Definitely a lot of people on the Battlefield hype train right now. I definitely get that, but it'll be interesting to see where it continues to go.
Implement each other in different ways.
A lot of people, the consistent, at least from what I'm seeing from chat right now, a lot of people do not want to see both. They're not interested in both. And I will say, it is hard to spend enough time to play different games at a proficient enough level that you could play. I think there's some crossover, but there's a lot of times it's different. It's like the same thing of what PUBG and Fortnite kind of were. It was very hard to cross over both. I played both, but it was very hard to cross over between both and actually play them. And then obviously different audiences were interested. Some of you guys are down for both. Probably nobody's bold enough to be saying they're sticking with COD right now in this chat, at least. Understandably. I'm sure some of you guys are thinking it. You're not typing it, but you're like, I'm not even interested in this. Because there is a world, guys, to the truth. I think Battlefield is a very niche game. Even back in the day, Battlefield is always a more niche game than what the COD and what they make for the masses with COD is so accessible. There's still casuals that play Battlefield, don't get me wrong, but like it was always a smaller subset of people that were playing Battlefield than what COD was. Maybe this will be bigger. I think there's going to be more people swinging over from COD to at least check it out this time, especially for the beta. And I'll be interested in what all you COD guys who watch me, especially for the last couple of years, it's mostly been COD. A lot of you guys have just come back from Battlefield, haven't been around for a very long time, understandably. Not even interested in COD. A lot of you guys haven't even been interested in COD in years. You haven't even been playing COD in years, too. So, there's that.
Ways. We have things that they don't. Battlefield, the destruction, the class system stuff. Like it's such an amazing experience. It's different. Is it a competitor in a way? Like every other game's a competitor, kind of in a way.
More so in this because it's also an FPS game. Especially because they're also both Call of Duty guys coming in to try and take the COD audience. Let's be honest.
Battlefield.
Justin, thank you for the 2. Blood, thank you for the sub as well. These guys are both like major XCOD, right? So they're trying to get into that world for sure, and there's definitely big competition. I mean, we see it from the player base. I see it from myself. I play both of the games too. I'm going full Arc Raiders anyways. None of this even matters to me. Bro, I don't know how we're going to have time for Arc Raiders as well, but we need to find some time for that too.
Battlefield is unique and offers things that no one else really can.
It used to.
I feel like,
hopefully it does it again.
Interject again, but I have to ask. And again, notice it's not going out until obviously embargoed tomorrow, so I don't know if that changes anything. Is there going to be a Battle Royale mode?
Yeah, it's embargoed until after tomorrow's over.
You guys haven't seen what we're showing.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's anything planned for tomorrow.
We did mention there will be surprises at the end tomorrow.
People might have thought might be AntiCHE. AntiCHE.
Okay, they didn't address it here. So this was recorded the day before, and at that event, on the day before, we did not get information on this. They did not show us any of the info. So they kind of teased like, hey, we have something coming for you tomorrow, but they didn't say it was Battle Royale. Now, some of us may have known additional information, but that is what it is under NDA until the day after. So they clearly recorded this the day before, but they launched it the day after. So theoretically could have said something. But even in the interview or the launch day for the reveal, they still only said, they didn't say anything. They just showed like labs something. And they showed that fire clip off on the side. So I'll give you guys the rest of the context if you didn't see it. But on Twitter, there was a post from one of the community managers that said Battle Royale is coming to labs soon. That was really the first confirmation that I saw from Battlefield saying Battle Royale. Otherwise, they've skirted the question. They haven't talked about it. They've teased it, whatever. And even in that presentation, if you guys, any of you guys watched the presentation, they didn't say it in that either, right? Later on during the day. To my knowledge, during that opening presentation, they only showed that teaser and they said coming to labs, and they showed the fire. They showed the golf cart going into the pool. No, they didn't. They just said coming to labs. And then they said Battle Royale is coming to labs soon from the community manager on X. That was where I saw it first. So there is something coming with a Battle Royale. We don't know when. We don't know what. We don't know any of the details. We only know it's going to be coming to labs first. And if it's in labs, it's going to be under NDA. So you're not going to be able to post about it, figure it out. Will it leak? Probably. Everything from the other things seemed to have leaked. So it's going to depend, but they also didn't put everything in labs of what we've seen on this. I don't think. So I think we did see new information off of the launch here. So we'll see what it is. But that's all we've really seen of Battle Royale so far. Everything else is just massive leaks. There's been apparently a lot of leaks on information for it. But some of those leaks you can't even hold full credibility to, because some of the leaks I saw people saying Battle Royale is going to have a gas zone, when it was very clearly fire in that teaser. It's not gas. Like Firestorm was fire. So we'll have to see what actually is going to be true for that. Anyways, that's just a bit about the BR. They didn't answer anything here. I thought that might be additional context to help clarify it.
Obviously a widespread topic too whenever you talk to devs.
At least at where we're at so far with legitimate information.
Any additionals you guys are going after to pursue that kind of thing and make sure? I know they talked
Goober,
about
welcome to the squad.
Stage, saying, of course,
Beth, thank you for the gifted.
Focus, but any additionals to add?
Stevie, Blood, Justin, thank you for the two.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that it's a weird one because you don't want to talk about what you're doing because it gives people that are trying to cheat,
talking about anti-cheat,
a head start against you. It's a huge thing in the industry, in gaming.
Yeah,
it's a constant arms race, like that we're always putting a lot of effort into. Like, know that. Like, it is something that we would stamp out completely if we could. It is an arms race. And we will, to the day we die, we will be fighting it. So
I think it does.
Oh, let me see what else he says.
I think the destructibility does live up to the hype.
Okay, they changed topics. Additional information on AntiCHE. They did give us in our little presentation the day before. They also said it's a thing they're working on. What we've now seen, both logging into 2042 as well as trying to log into the new Battlefield open beta, which I've already opened up. I've gone through all my settings for and set up. So we're set for the day. And also when you launch it, you'll see they have their AntiCHE system is called Javelin. From what people have told me, it looks like it is a kernel level anti-cheat, which is pretty standard for competitive games right now. It at least does help. Something different about this one is it also requires secure boot. So when you first boot this game up, it's going to say secure boot required. You're going to have to go into your BIOS and turn that on if it's not already on. I guess that means as it's booting up, you can't load other things that people use for cheating onto the computer. Some people are not happy about that. Some people are asking what I think about it. Personally, I feel like we just need more anti-cheat. So if you have to lock your computer down more, the kernel level anti-cheat, whatever, I kind of feel like it is what it is for today. If you want to have a competitive game, and even still through that, cheaters get through. But this will at least help to mitigate it. I think there should even be like phone number you got to put in and like 2-factor and other limitations. Like on Discord, if you want to join my Discord server where we're also giving away early access codes for the beta, you can sign up for it. It'll end at 4 o'clock today, and we're going to do another one tomorrow. You can set it so the only people that can even join that server have 2-factor authentication on their phone matched. That's the only way you can even join the server. Now, not with me, but with it. That would be great if I could set my server so only people that play on this have to have 2-factor on their account or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's too far as well. But I would rather there be more authentication processes to make sure there's no cheating. That being said, people still cheat on console too. I've seen a ridiculous amount of console cheats now out. I know they're going to have crossplay you can turn off. That can help as well. There's a whole discussion around it. But I think realistically, every single multiplayer game is having so many cheater problems right now that it's kind of like you got to be able to deal with some of it to even enjoy any multiplayer games now, unfortunately. More security, yeah, I'm fine with more security. Secure Boot allows signed software, verified and documented software. So yeah, there you go. I would rather have it be a more robust process. They didn't mention any of those things in the interview here, but I think it's probably for the best. At least clamp out as much of it as you possibly can.
You know, there's a lot of design that goes into it that you hear from the developers, like the nuances of it that, you know, you don't want the whole map to be leveled because then you lose all your sight lines, you lose cover and so forth. So it's been meticulous of how to execute the destruction and keep the performance up and keep the map intact. But for me, what I think people are going to delight in is just the craziness that happens with.
Is this true, Japan? He said that if you missed it, if you watched 30 minutes of any creator's stream on August 7th to the 8th, you'll also get early access. It looks like he copy-pasted that from somewhere. Hopefully that's true.
In a conquest match or breakthrough, whatever mode you're playing.
It's from their Twitter.
I can't emphasize it enough that you're running for
early.
cover and a tank all of a sudden blows the whole building down, or you're crashing through windows or blowing out floors with C4. It's just the dimension of the fun for me is at another level. I've never played a game that has that where the destruction is this much fun.
Yeah, I think that's right. And it's about predictability and making, you know, we're not designing a map to be completely destroyed because that wouldn't be as fun, right? Like these are people that have spent a lot of time designing something where...
I see the tweet. I'll post that in a sec.
You can tell what can be destroyed and what can't, and what you can use for cover and what you shouldn't, and where things, you know, destroy around you. Every time you play a match, even though things will destroy in the same manner every time, it's different. Every match is different. Like, I don't think we've ever played a match and said, like, oh, that at the end looks exactly like the last one. There's so much variability in what you can do and where you go that it works so well.
I'll cover it in a sec.
But at the same time, it maintains the quality of the map. And that, for us, you know, that gameplay is so important. That quality of play is so important.
The last COD I was into was 2019 Modern Warfare Remastered. Before that was Blops 2. I'd pay crazy to relive the BF3 days of 2012.
A lot of people out there, myself included, are probably like really curious what a day in both your shoes looks like on a day-to-day. Those details have to be quite interesting. But throughout this whole development cycle,
creative updates,
what would you say is like one of the biggest challenges you personally have faced with this title?
That's a good one. I mean, it's not to complain, right? Because it's like I feel so lucky to get to do what I do every day.
Isaac, welcome
right?
to the squad. Zach, thank you for the 5.
There's hundreds of people across a 9-hour time zone difference, like, you know, different cultures, different, you know, workflows in different studios, and getting them all to come together and like watching Byron kind of balance all that stuff together. Like, I'm in awe every day of the ability that he's able to kind of just see across all this and see through all that and hone it together. So like it's a behemoth, but the results have been just so amazing. Like, we set out to do something and we're there, like like remember the start of this and just like sitting down and like talking about like what we wanted to do, the vision, and like to be here where we are today.
I agree. It's
gotta be a trip.
Coming here was to work with Vince again, and to work on Battlefield for me, it's a privilege, it's an honor. Like this is one of the most iconic and coolest franchise I think in all of entertainment. There's just nothing like it with the large scale warfare, all the innovation that this franchise has had. So for me, I would probably say the hardest and the most fun part is living up to the expectations of Battlefield. It's just like the standards that we hold ourselves up to. And so when I look around at the
let's see the creative updates, Portal updates.
I saw that looked really interesting was Portal. Obviously updates coming that way, but when it comes to the whole creative mode or community made maps and modes side of things, is that going to be a strong focus for you guys this year going forward?
Yeah, definitely. We want to raise the profile of Portal. We've always thought it's just awesome to put that kind of power in the players' hands. Like they're so creative. It's such a great community, and so that was the big effort. It's like, man, can we make Portal more powerful? Can we give our players more tools? So the notion of the spatial editor, the UI scripting, the AI scripting is like
AI scripting
with these kind of tools in our players' hands, like who knows what they're going to come up with. And so that's one element of like, man, let's give the players more power to create things in Portal. But the other thing is like, let's put Portal front and center. And so the idea we've always had is like, man, if people are creating awesome stuff, it goes right on the front end UI next to like the main conquest mode. Like, that we want to celebrate the creations of our players. And the third element is like, and reward them with XP. Like, give people XP for playing these insane creations from our players. Like, that's just as much fun as a lot of the other parts of the game. So, we want to make sure people are getting progression and things like that. So we spent a lot of time on like, how do we do Portal?
And this was a huge miss that they had at the beginning of Portal when they first launched it. It was not well balanced for how you were getting XP. They need to nail that on the launch of this one. And the fact that you can get full XP from it is great. Hopefully limited if it's like AI that you're fighting and stuff like that, but they've worked through that enough with the current Portal system that I'm expecting this one to be better off of the launch.
Way better than it's ever been done before. So we're excited. Like even the stuff that, we didn't show today, but like there's crazy stuff that our team has put together in just a matter of days. You're like, I can't believe you can do that with Portal.
Yes.
And I think
that's
our players
what I like to hear.
Are going to surprise us even more.
Imagine the devs listening to the player base. There it is.
Mods, and we would hire people
that's
off
great.
of like amazing mods that they did on the internet. So I have a secret desire to like find the best of the best and like target them for maybe they
yes, dude. And they've done that before. The guy who works on their
Love you, Stone Butt. Can we get an ETA on some gameplay?
Yo, let's get to some gameplay. All right. Listen, I know. I just want to see it myself. I get it. I just want to see this stuff myself, and I figured it's a bit selfish. I'm going to watch it on stream so I could see it all, hear what they have to say, because then I could talk about it way more. It gives me so much more context of when I've heard it directly from the devs, because I like to follow all of the actual sources from this stuff. I like to follow the actual devs, what is legitimate, because so many people leak BS out there, and it's just hard to actually follow it. Here's the actual video link if you guys want to see it yourself. And I think some of you guys do enjoy it. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea hearing all this stuff directly from the developers. You guys usually just want the summary of what's the key points for it. I get that. But the stream is the opportunity for us to actually look at the stuff and figure it out. And so there it is. The lead guys talking about a bunch of different elements on the game. It's good to hear it. Hopefully at least some of you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like. And we'll keep it rolling.